Chris and I have been working way too much this spring. It's fine, really. Our jobs are fulfilling in their own ways. But for the past few months, the pendulum has swung way too far towards the part of our lives that pays the bills and away from adventure and creative pursuits.
So we're really excited to get out of town for a long weekend.
So one of the reasons we chose this route is because there's a pretty unique bike-centered accommodation on the way. Unfortunately, we learned at the last minute that it is completely booked up by a private group this weekend, so we're not going to get to stay there.
So we thought about changing our plans for the weekend, but last time we changed our plans last minute, we literally ended up carrying our bikes for a mile.
Plus, there's a lot of other really interesting places along the route. There's a ghost town, there's really colorful rock formations, there's a beautiful river valley, and there's places to stop for a hot meal along the way. So that sounds like exactly our kind of trip.
So we're just gonna stick with the plan and find a different place to camp. So we've made it to Prineville, Oregon. It's about 4 o'clock, and we have to bike a few miles before we get onto National Forest land where we camp tonight. Thank you. Well, the first few miles were a little rough.
It is windy and crowded.
But now we are on a much quieter country road and heading into what looks like it might be a cool little canyon.
It's really pretty. Wow. There's some cool cliffs.
Oh, there's a
Whoa.
eagle.
Oh! Like a bald eagle? Well, didn't get that on camera.
Like a golden?
Oh, makes sense with these cliffs. Hey Chris, what do you have?
I have a sweet and sour slingshot. This is a birthday present. Oh, almost got it.
Did you get it?
Got it.
Yay.
Yes!
Oh, nice. Extra points for knocking the thing off the top.
Hey Chris, what are we eating?
We are eating, what are these? Mountain House or Backpacker Pantry, which is something we never eat, but they were purchased by a family member and going to expire soon, so we're using them up before they do.
Oh my god, it smells like dog food. It's about what you would expect. It's like kind of spongy.
It has a odd texture, like styrofoam that breaks apart into little tiny pieces in your mouth.
You're making me make the camera shake.
like meat flavored Lucky Charms marshmallows.
But not as good.
No.
How'd you sleep?
I slept pretty well. It's a little slidey, but other than that, it was great.
It was so quiet.
So today we're hoping to ride 58 miles to what we hear might be one of the nicest campgrounds on the route. The first 8 miles are uphill, but they're on pavement, so hopefully they'll go smooth. And then after that, it'll be gravel and will include multiple creek crossings, ghost towns, and we hear goat heads.
58 miles is a lot for us, like anytime, but this is our first fully loaded bikepacking trip of the year, so it might be a little bit of a challenge.
Oh, this is the end of pavement. So we've made it to the top of the climb for the morning, and now the next 25 miles or so will all be mostly downhill. The sun is warm today, but it's still only about 56 degrees out, so now that we're just coasting downhill and going faster, it's actually pretty chilly. My hands are cold. You ready to get your feet wet?
Maybe. You think we can ride it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. That was a lot of water. Oh no. Oh no, my feet are very wet. Oh no. I am very wet. Didn't go as planned.
It did get pretty deep there.
I have to go in sunshine. Everything's dry. It wasn't. We've heard that the fourth creek crossing might have some peanut butter mud even in the dry season, so we'll see how that goes. Could see how you wouldn't want to be here when it was wet.
Stayed out of the worst of it.
Yeah, I could see how this would be a problem.
We went through like a foot of it, and somehow it made it all the way around both wheels.
It seems like the dry spring really helped us out, and there's only that one little section of mud, but the whole road looks like it has the ruts like if it was wet. I don't think it would be very passable.
Not be much fun for us anyway.
No. So thankful for that.
So we just ate lunch. It's just a little bit before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we are done with about 24 miles for the day, which leaves about 34 miles for this afternoon.
We'll see.
We'll see. Not holding out hope, but so far there's been a lot of private land along the road, so we might have to make it.
Is this Ashwood?
I think this is Ashwood.
Yeah. Established in 1898, Ashwood, Oregon became a boom town for gold and silver mining in the 1910s. When the ore supplies dried up, much of the population moved away. Today, Ashwood is considered a ghost town. Those who remain raise cattle in the rich river valleys and surrounding hills and mountains. The front porch of the Ashwood post office has a stash of cold drinks, snacks, and ice cream. Unfortunately, we didn't realize that many places in this remote area only take cash. Lucky for us, we met 3 guys who were biking the Oregon Outback Route, a 364-mile bikepacking trail through Central Oregon that also passes through Ashwood. They bought us a couple snacks and we chatted for a while before starting the hard climb up and over towards the John Day River Valley. A huge thank you to those 3 for the midday pick-me-up.
Hillary says we're near the top of the hardest part. And that's good, because I'm tired.
I was just thinking, watermelon would be nice.
It's about 4:30 and we are just finishing the first big climb of the afternoon. We still have about 20 miles to go to get to the camp that we were hoping to camp at tonight. And from here, the road kind of stair steps its way all the way down to the John Day River, but there are still a few more big climbs along the way. So I think we're both prepared to finish in the dark if we have to, but who knows? We'll see how we do.
Still have not seen car.
Yeah. We've seen almost as many cyclists as other vehicles.
That's the John Day River.
So it's just before 8 o'clock. It is still light out. We still have about 3 miles to make it to camp with 500-ish feet of up and down climbing.
I feel accomplished.
Yeah, you should.
Definitely looks like there's people there.
The cliffs were way more dramatic today than I was expecting.
Everything was more colorful than I thought it was gonna be. There's a lot more like green and trees. And we're gonna get up tomorrow and we have 20 miles instead of like nearly 60 that we did today. We have 20 miles and we're gonna see something that I've wanted to see for a while. So that's exciting.
All right,
Well,
see you tomorrow.
yeah. So one of the things that happened yesterday was that I had forgotten to close one of my panniers completely, and then when I fell in the river, it just scooped up a bunch of water and got everything inside wet. So I need to find somewhere and some time today to spread everything out and get it dried out.
But today's hopefully going to be a short day, so we should have time to do that.
This is magic.
We just ate lunch at a picnic area, and we are gonna head another 12 or so miles to the little town of Mitchell, where we'll hopefully find a campsite and a brewery.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Hillary.
What's going on?
We're at the Spoken Hostel, hanging out in the camping zone in our hammocks, relaxing.
I mentioned at the beginning of this video that we had been really excited to stay at this bike-centered accommodation, but it was all booked up. But right when we were getting into Mitchell, we had a really fun, unexpected surprise. Mitchell! Can we get a shot?
Hey, would you folks like a fresh slice of watermelon?
Yes!
Yes.
Watch out, cart coming fast.
Thank you. Oh man.
Absolutely. All right, luckily I got the salt right here.
It was the best thing I've ever had. And while we were eating our watermelon, these two people came up on their gravel bikes.
You want some fresh watermelon?
I don't have any cash on me.
Watermelon. Oh. Free.
Oh, even better.
Where's your destination?
Mitchell?
Mitchell tonight, and then back to Prineville.
Oh, no, you staying at the hostel?
And they happened to be the people that were staying at this hostel, and when we said that it had been all booked up and we weren't going to be able to stay there, they were like, oh, you should just come and camp down by the river.
Well, we don't care. I mean, we're inside. And
Okay.
Okay.
yeah. So just,
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll go check it out.
yeah.
Thank you.
Built in an old church, the Spoken Hostel is a donation-based accommodation on the Trans-America Bike Trail and near the Oregon Outback Route. It still hosts a small congregation on Sundays. It has pretty much everything you could possibly want as a traveling cyclist, including a good brewery within walking distance. So we enjoyed some burgers and beers in a cozy corner and headed home to rest up before another big day.
Morning, Chris.
Good morning.
It's another nearly 60-mile day, and there's a giant mountain pass in the middle of it, the highest point of the trip. And it might be snowed in, but it also might not be. And the only way to know at this point is to go up there and see it. The problem with that is that if it is snowed in, then we probably won't be able to make it to Prineville tonight. We'll probably have to camp again. Which wouldn't be too bad, except that the only food that we have left is Mountain House meals. And we didn't love that last time.
It smells like dog food.
like meat flavored Lucky Charms.
Hopefully. Hoping for Prineville. There's my alarm.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Can I get you?
One of those burritos, breakfast burrito. So good.
Driving away. Yeah, that's the other camping option in town. We're leaving the little town of Mitchell, friendliest town in Oregon. And we have about 12 miles to where we have to make the decision about whether or not we're gonna try and go up and over the mountains or skirt around the side on an easier road that's better maintained. But we're kind of up for an adventure, so we're gonna see how it goes. Goodbye, I'm on the highway now. This is us.
Let the gravel begin.
Woo!
For the last day or so, we'd been crossing paths with these two Canadian guys who were on their first bikepacking trip. Mitchell itself was kind of a hub for cyclists, and the ride up the hill ended up being a bit of a party ride, at least until we fell behind. Which, we're gonna blame that on stopping to film. Surely it's not because we're just slow. The forecast had been calling for sunny weather, but the previous day we'd seen a ring around the sun. Often called a sundog or a storm ring, they can signal bad weather to come, and soon snow became a bigger part of our day.
Oh, you see it? Our first snow. Over there.
Ah, how cute. It's cute now. It won't be later. Well, hopefully this is the last time we see this junction. We head up here, and as long as there's not too much snow, we go down on the other side. If there is too much snow, we'll be back here in 8 miles. So after the junction, the road has become quite a bit more rough. And it definitely feels more remote, but really kind of beautiful too. Ooh, there's snow coming from the sky too.
Doing?
I'm doing alright. It's a little slick and snowy and bumpy out here, but we're still moving forward.
Well, it's Chris is always optimistic!
My butt's sore.
There we go. That's the level I'm on right now.
But we've got dinner, so if we need to, we live here.
Yeah.
And we might.
It looks like you're drinking pee.
Tastes like I'm drinking very diluted coffee.
Maybe shouldn't have worn my brand new white shoes for this, but they were the cheap ones. Well, I think it's safe to say that we were not expecting this much snow.
We were hoping for not this much snow.
Yeah.
There's the road. Pretty much mostly snow, but maybe passable.
Here's the thing though, I don't really want to eat a Mountain House meal.
You want to just doesn't even matter. We're gonna send it.
Just gonna send it.
At midnight if it goes, that's what it takes.
It'll be fine. We're gonna keep going. This might be a really bad idea. Hope it goes.
Hope it goes.
Ooh. Ooh. So far, downhill is easier than uphill for sure. So currently we're feeling okay about our decision. It is snowing a little bit more right now, though. Whatever. This is fun, and we all know it.
Oh no! Oh. You've got both your shoes.
All of my shoes.
Love your persistence. Get it. Oh yeah.
How you feeling?
Feeling guilty for enjoying this.
Yeah, I feel like that was the wrong choice, but I don't regret it.
There's still time, but not yet.
Looks like you got some snow on your bike.
Yeah, somehow Hillary's spokes are like pretty much snow free, and mine are still covered in snow after nearly a mile
They're like
of not going through any
sticky
snow.
somehow.
I like bounced the bike to try to knock it all off, and it's just really happy living there. We'll try again.
Nope, you're stuck with that. Something about that is very satisfying.
This is the best downhill ever. For the most part, it's been very smooth and fast and flowy. You can do this all day.
And that's what we did. The longest, most glorious downhill back into Prineville.
We just got pizza and a beer from this place that's right behind us.
And now we're walking across the street to the hotel for the night.
The beer we got is called Big Booty because... and also they canned the beer there.
Sit carefully,
The next day when we got home, we found ourselves faced with some little house on the prairie problems, the biggest being that our well was out, so we had no water, and a squirrel had gotten into our chicken coop and scared a chicken to death while trying to steal an egg. That can happen, apparently. So I worked on burying a chicken, and Chris called the well company. We had to work the next day. It was back to real life, but we weren't as stressed as I would have expected. The weekend getaway seemed to have made all the difference.